From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the show. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hello.
You can find us in the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold beer and let's get after it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry, man. I was watching that video of something we're going to talk about outside the NHL. Old Djokovic.
Oh, yeah.
Popping old chick with the ball, dude.
But,
that's dope.
Anyway, don't forget to check us out on What a Maneuver to get all the apparel you need, on Patreon to get behind the scenes content, and on YouTube. But anyway, bud, how are you this week?
I'm doing good, man. Went to my new spot, Tenfold, this
is a good beer, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay.
Einstock. I remember having this for the first time at the beer festival.
It's not the worst porter I've ever had. We had it up in Minneapolis, right? That's where it's.
No,
did we get
the first
from
place?
there?
I know the first place I had it was at the Nashville.
Well, I know we had it there first,
Yeah.
but I thought that it was in Minneapolis.
Maybe. Why don't you tell us about your brewery and I'll look.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much been the same since last time that I went last week.
From Los Angeles.
Okay, so probably not Minneapolis.
No.
Okay, so I don't know why I'm thinking that. But no, man, good week. Just working, getting ready for this trip we have coming up.
I'm sorry, it was imported from the company in Los Angeles, brewed in Iceland.
Okay.
So a little bit closer to Minneapolis.
Close.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much the same thing. It was
Viking.
It was like an Iceland in Minneapolis. So, yeah, man, and the brewery's pretty dope, dude. I want to talk to the owner and maybe do one of our whenever we're back out and about, do one of our reviews there. Because they have some dope food,
that'd be
man.
Cool.
Those cheese curds
and
are
let them know
sick,
we're always open to a sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, and we're pretty cheap. Six beers a week. I mean, that's nothing. That's basically zero.
Let's not start negotiations there. Let's not send you in for initial negotiations.
700 beers a day.
I was thinking money, but okay.
No, we're going straight beer, dude. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I wanted to get famous was the free beer.
Free beer.
Because that's basically making money, Bobby.
Yeah.
Because we spend so much on beer anyway that we need to get free beer to supplement. Because if we get money, we're just going to spend that on beer plus extra money on beer. So we really got to be smart for ourselves. What about you, man? Anything fun?
Working, man. Spent the weekend just kind of hanging out a little bit. We started staining our shutters that we built. Yeah. So that's been fun. It was supposed to be a project that the wife and I do. It's turned into a project that I do.
Yeah. I could have told you that. But happy belated Labor Day to everybody out there.
Hope you guys celebrated not too much because there's a pandemic, but spend some time with the loved ones and enjoyed the day off. For those of you who don't work in retail or all those people that are necessary.
We're going to talk about that in my snaps my stick, dude. Actually was my snap stick.
Yeah.
So,
but so and then this weekend I'm heading out to Knoxville into a Scottish castle to celebrate my mom's birthday with the fam. So that should be fun.
Everybody says about Knoxville their knowledge of Scottish architecture. So I'm excited for you, bro.
Yeah.
That should be
I'll show
fun.
you some pictures when we're done. It's dope. However, there's 3 bedrooms. One of the bed in the third bedroom, one of the beds is only 5'8".
Yeah, that's 3 more beds than normally are in castles.
So immediately my sister, who's 5'2", gets that bed, but her boyfriend's just at 6 feet.
Yeah,
so he'll be struggling a bit.
He's the rookie, dude. He's the rookie. You get the crap bed, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're the new guy around here. So
but in the group text, it was oh, should we ask him if he wants it? I'm like, oh, we can ask, but it's not going to, we'll take his input into not consideration.
No, I mean, that's like when we go to my parents' house, they, up in my former bedroom, which is now sort of like the guest bedroom, they have a full size bed and then 2 twin beds. And then when when me and my brother are, and his wife and Stephanie are all staying there, it's dependent on who gets the big bed. Well, My rule is, bro, I'll walk up there and get on the bed. I'll move your stuff off of it, dude. We're brothers. We're not, we're not guests in this home. Yeah. Okay. Like, you're out. I'm up here first. You get the baby bed. So,
but anyway, so let's get in some news.
Let's do it.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
Got this dope new stream deck that's going to really streamline some things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We went from using my tablet, which was a little questionable, and then using my laptop for a couple episodes, which was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but it was better than the tablet. Yeah. I mean, we've constantly improved every single time that you've changed it up. And
I don't think there's much improvement from this, but
I appreciate you saying we too. You mean you. I don't deal with any of that, okay? I'm just here for my supreme amounts of knowledge that I carry, okay? And everybody says that about me, okay? Yeah. Everybody's like, guy's knowledgeable. So
the guy in the One Tree Hill jersey, the smartest guy.
Didn't even bring it up, bro. The Nathan Scott, dude. The Nathan Scott with the Keith Scott patch, dude. You know what I'm saying? Rip. By the way, rip. Sorry for spoilers. If you
I think we're past the spoiler time.
Yeah, I think we've passed that time limit of them being spoilers.
Right about the time they start tearing down the actual filming locations. And then we're past the spoiler.
That was pretty close. You had to give it a few days past that. So
but anyway, so Bobby Ryan wins the Masterton trophy.
Is that that's the
like the dedication to the sport one?
Okay.
Which
don't hate it.
Yeah. So we'll do the trophies that have been released, then we'll talk about them. Matt Dumba wins the King Clancy trophy, which I believe is kind of the
leadership qualities on and off the ice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's great that Bobby Ryan won the trophy. I think what he's been through has been great. However, I think it's weird. The Masterton trophy in description sounds like something like, and it's hard to explain this without seeing like the bad guy.
Sure. Yeah. No, I want to. Yeah.
But I don't know if, I don't even know the best way to describe this is.
And if we're being, if I hear what you're saying, I hear what you, without saying it. Robin Leonard won last year. And so I don't want this to turn into
who's had the hardest life trophy.
That is exactly where you're going. And great for them winning. I'm sure that those two guys are very dedicated to hockey. Nobody is questioning that. But I don't want it to just turn into that comeback player of the year type of trophy.
They can introduce that. They can literally come out with a Bobby Ryan trophy or a Robin Leonard trophy or something like that. And listen, I think without that trophy, I think Bobby Ryan, Robin Leonard winning this trophy is great.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say, they shouldn't have won it. What I would like to see is a new trophy introduced for something like that.
Well, and it's hard because you don't want to highlight and spotlight addiction, like just get addicted to something and then come back and you get a good opportunity at a trophy. Don't want to make it sound like we're saying that at all. But I mean,
it can be a mix of guys who came back from injury, like
more of like a struggle type of comeback type trophy, right? And you also
like Brian Boyle's case would be great.
Not wanting it to become this you struggled with addiction and came back, because that's what's eventually going to happen if you keep doing this just because you want to highlight these guys.
I would like to see this trophy be more about longtime veterans who are fighting the aging process. Like their dedication to hockey is so strong, they're fighting the aging process.
Yeah, and so it definitely
like Zdeno Chara. His dedication to hockey has been so extreme that dude's 50 years old now.
He has great grandchildren. I completely agree with that. It's like, congratulations to these guys for sure. And we don't want to, and I feel like it's good because hockey is such a sport that addiction is rampant within hockey because of the brutality that comes along with it and the ease of getting addicted to, the party lifestyle and the alcohol's flowing and the injuries that lead to potential pill addiction. So, it's definitely something that should be addressed. You just don't want to turn something that a trophy into something that it's not just to satisfy an agenda.
Yeah.
I think is what you're saying.
Yeah. And now I am completely okay with Matt Dumba. Is it Dumba or Dumba?
I say Dumba.
Dumba.
So
wins the King Clancy. I think he's shown a lot of leadership on and off the ice.
Yeah.
I think, so I have no problem with that.
And I want to be clear, and I think that you feel this way as well. We don't have any problem with Bobby Ryan winning.
He was the clear-cut winner.
And
in
so
fact,
same with
he was my prediction to win. I even said I think he should win it.
Same with Robin Leonard. And so we just don't want this to. These guys are completely dedicated to hockey and deserve the trophy. You just don't want it to turn into something that it's not.
Yeah,
and then
because I don't want guys who are extremely dedicated to the sport not even making it into consideration,
right?
Because they don't have the same issues.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like you can't just take a guy that's really good at hockey and just because he's had some issues and came back to hockey, then give him the Masterson Trophy, because lots of guys have done that are just not as good.
Yeah.
You want to have some sort of parameters for it. So yeah, but Matt Dumba winning King Clancy Trophy, that's great. I'm a Matt Dumba fan. He's carried me through many fantasy leagues with his hits and blocks and whatnot. Ryan Reeves suspended for a game for his hit on Mott.
I think that we're gonna have this. We can have this conversation every time something like this happens. It's just,
and we probably will, because that's content.
Yeah,
baby.
Inconsistency. So they're pretty much saying that one game in the playoffs is equivalent to 2 regular season games. Is what I'm taking from this. So did you see the hit live or did you see a replay of it?
No.
When I first saw the hit live, I thought it was a clean hit. I thought it was, not like, oh my God, that's so clean, but I thought it was borderline. Until I saw one camera angle that it was clear he hit the head first. All the other camera angles looked like he went for the shoulder. Another camera angle showed he clearly went for the head. I'm like, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
But I think getting one game for that is, a clear hit to the head, is at a minimum 3 games. Especially because Ryan Reeves, I don't know how many offenses he has, but I'm pretty sure it's a couple. He's a repeat offender, correct?
You would have to imagine, or if he's not doing his job.
Yeah.
I'm watching the video now. It seems like a head hit, but that's one of those to me that it's not the Niskanen.
Yeah.
Cross check to the face to me.
Yeah. And here's the problem. Literally, the fact that we're doing what we're doing right now shows the trouble. So here's the thing. He got suspended 1 game. And we're saying, well, it wasn't as bad as this one that got 2 games.
Yeah.
But okay, so that one that was worse should have been more than 2 games.
It was a clear shot to the head, but I feel like you gotta be, there was no malicious intent. It didn't look like he went. He definitely has a history.
I'm looking at when he was with the Blues, he got suspended for 3 games.
Dude. He's a bruiser.
I
he's
just didn't want to
enforcer.
speak on it without having the source.
There is lots of bad, nasty hits that shouldn't happen in the NHL, and I think that he deserved his 1 game that he got, if we're being honest. But it didn't look like a drive-by elbow to the face, Corey
100%.
Perry style.
And my whole point is not that I don't think that the maliciousness of the hit warranted more than 1 game. I think that when you base other suspensions,
sure,
that's my whole point. Is that they give hits that are not as that are worse than that 1 game sometimes. So it's like, well,
yeah.
That's the whole point. My point of this is not to concentrate on the hit. My point is to concentrate on the Player Safety Association.
Honestly, though, can we give some kudos as much as we downplay the horrendousness of, if that's a word, of the NHL refereeing? Great call by them.
Yeah,
that was far behind, didn't have a great angle, so sometimes you make the wrong call on it. It was a good call.
Yeah,
it was a good
angle he
call.
Reeves was in front of the head, so you couldn't really see what he was hitting.
Yeah,
from the angle. So that was a spot on call.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely need to have. The thing is, they're not willing and won't be willing to just lay it out there what the suspensions are going to be, because when a guy like Malkin or Crosby or Ovechkin does it, They want to have that leeway.
They're not going to risk him getting suspended for like a Wednesday night hockey game.
That's the That's the biggest problem that I have with it, is that it's not only very clearly inconsistent, it's very clearly inconsistent towards specific players and teams, or it seems that way. You know, maybe it's but I feel like we are able to look at it pretty objectively. And I mean, it's just the inconsistencies are so glaringly inconsistent that you've got to talk about it, and you got to discuss the differences of the different hits and the different suspensions that different individuals get.
Yeah. Before we move on, we do have some news that just popped up on my computer. Rumors that have been confirmed by multiple sources that Freddie Anderson could be heading to Carolina next year.
Okay. What does Carolina get? Boom. Yeah, so I mean it's really smart, all of the trade rumors that you're hearing from the Maple Leafs, a team that has spent a boatload of money to become who they want to be, just to blow it up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's so crazy to me. Maybe you guys just play better as a team.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can get the guys that you're paying $8 million a year to play well, then they'll be better. You know, I mean, it's like all these trade rumors and all these trades that have happened from Toronto. It's like, do you guys even see the real problem? That it wasn't a complete team issue. It was your top guys aren't doing what they're supposed to issue. That's my biggest thing with it, is Toronto making all these moves and so that at the beginning of next year, all the fans could say and tout, well, we made this move and we made this trade, we're ready this year. I think that you would be ready with the same roster, different roster, if we're just talking about the top guys. So, I mean, if you get play out of your top line, which is the X factor of any playoff series, is how is your top, not that other players don't matter, and I don't want to, make it sound that way, but you're never going to win if these guys play how they've played in big playoff series and big games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Novak Djokovic booted from the U.S. Open for accidentally hitting the line judge with the ball.
Popped her. And was it a girl? I think it was a girl, right?
Yeah. Dude, it
popped her, man.
It was, yeah. The comments on social media obviously were ridiculous. People saying, "Oh, I'm never watching the U.S. Open." Like, dude, you definitely were not watching the U.S. Open.
Look, if you're commenting on the U.S. Open tennis tournament on Twitter, there is a very, very high likelihood you've never even seen
this one dude legit thought it was golf. He was like, "Oh, I'll never watch the U.S. Open. I'll just wait for the Masters." What? Like, dude clearly didn't watch the video.
Well, say didn't watch the video, but also
doesn't know who Novak Djokovic is.
Like, what? Like, are you saying that if this was golf and Novak Djokovic hit a caddy or an official with a golf ball, like
on purpose, not just
on purpose, you wouldn't watch the U.S. Open anymore because they kicked the guy out that hit a guy with a golf ball?
But you'd watch the Masters.
The Masters were back in. As if there's a whole different set of officials and stuff. These golf courses don't just have on-stand pro officials, right? Like, they're not just hanging out on the payroll at Augusta, saying glad I didn't have to make that call, buddy.
But yeah. So what did you think of the video? So obviously there are reasonable arguments to be made that it was an accident. He wasn't in malicious intent.
Don't really know the specifics of what can happen in tennis. So I'm speaking out of the side of my mouth.
Assuming that you wouldn't know, I did some research. The rule is if you hit a line judge with malicious intent or out of quote unquote anger, or they also say throw in a fuss, it is grounds for removal. Now, here's the thing. Because it wasn't a play he missed it and it hit her, but because it was after the play and he hit the ball, it hit her. They have no way of judging the intent.
Yeah.
So that is why and then what happened was because they can't judge the intent, because she had to be removed and because she had to go to the hospital.
My thing is, if you
don't make a rule on intent,
don't say the word intent in the rule if you can't judge it.
Yeah.
I think that if
it was
under the rule, like I think it's easy to say, like, look, man, I'm not sitting here defending him thinking that he shouldn't have got thrown out. You know what I'm saying? Like he did it. He did enough to where like you don't have to justify.
He made the decision to hit the ball like that.
You don't have to justify tossing him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the point. Is if they just said, hey, he hit someone with the ball, and he didn't have to hit the ball there.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to throw intent into it, if we're talking intent, it was very clear after he hit the girl. Yeah. Like he didn't.
He put his hand out. He was very clear that. I could tell there was no malicious intent there.
Sure, and I feel like that's the problem with the wording in the rule is you should take out malicious intent and say if you hit somebody there was not necessary to hit it. You shouldn't have done it. Sorry about your luck. Nobody thinks you meant to hurt this girl.
And I don't like that I guess the headline.
How did she? Okay, and I
think it hit her in the throat.
I'm so sorry. Is she okay?
She had to go to the hospital. We don't know. I
don't want to laugh.
I didn't do after research.
I don't want to laugh if she's like, but like, I was gonna say, tennis ball, like, yeah, it would hurt for sure. And like the throat obviously is a different world than just getting popped with the tennis ball. Like that'll sting. But like I've never heard of anybody dying from a tennis ball hit,
Her larynx was crushed.
Holy
did not survive surgery. I'm kidding. Well, I haven't read it, so I hope that's not the case now.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're definitely cutting this. If she's dead, we're not airing any of this. Djokovic is cut.
Yeah. They say he lost it. So apparently before the video started, he lost his cool.
Yeah,
and leading up to it. But it was still clear that from his reaction.
Yeah, I didn't think that it was malicious. I'm okay with the toss. You know what I'm saying? Like kicking him out, no problem with it. But like if you want to try to sell,
she walked off the court on her own. She walked and then they took her to the hospital.
So my thing is, it's tennis, Greg. It's tennis. He should get kicked out by the letter of the law, I guess. But like you should most certainly revamp your rules.
Yeah,
to not include the word intent. Hey,
next time, don't talk so much because like he was like telling him like with the camera on, like why we because the intent and because she's now injured. Like if you would just said, hey,
so wait, if he would have hit her and she would have been fine, we're not talking about this. That's stupid.
I think it's like the hockey rule with a major and a minor that like, if there's blood, it's a major, like that kind of thing.
But it's tennis. There's definitely no blood. She's got a good strawberry. Yeah, so that's my thing. Is like if you want to toss somebody for, clearly, blatantly hitting a tennis ball where it shouldn't have been hit. Like, where did he think it was going to go? Like, it could have gone any number of places and hit any number of people. Like, not wanting to hurt somebody is not any different than just hitting.
With the stands empty, the chances of it hitting somebody much lower.
Much lower. He had a really good shot. And like you know, I've played tennis a little bit. You really think that you gotta be, with the way they make it look on TV, that you gotta put some oomph into it. Dude, any little bit of hit, that dude is going soaring. Yeah. You're hitting a 600-foot home run with the thing. So like, if you really just wanted to, he could have hit it out of the whole stadium if he wanted to, type of stuff. So like, he definitely should get tossed. No question. Yeah. But you should definitely work on your rule wording. Because
we'll talk more about it on our tennis podcast.
We are starting one. Okay, so moving on from tennis, I just wanted to bring up this fun fact. I know you're not a basketball fan, but we do love sports and we love awesome records. If LeBron was his own NBA franchise, meaning him alone, he would rank 27th in the NBA for playoff points. That is ridiculous. He's the only player with 6,000 playoff points, much less the only player with 7,000 playoff points. MJ has 5,987.
What is his current points?
Over 7,000. I don't know specifically. But my question comes, is this an unbreakable record, Bobby? You think so?
100. In our lifetime. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not. There could be the next LeBron. I think that players are always going to be getting better. But
LeBron James Jr. See, I think the problem is that players getting better doesn't bode well for you in this situation. Like Wayne Gretzky will probably have the all-time points record because hockey is different now. Do I think that Wayne Gretzky is the greatest hockey player that ever lived? Yes, no question, not even in a discussion. But he played hockey in an era where I don't think he would have that many points in today's hockey, because players get better, training gets better.
But at the same time, if you gave Wayne Gretzky the same training that we have today and the same nutrition, round the clock nutritional coaches, I mean, obviously the skill was there. I think even if you put him today against skill wise,
I think he would have the all-time scoring record.
Yeah, I think that if Wayne Gretzky was playing today in his prime, he would still be the best in the world.
But I mean, I
don't think the records would be as crazy as they are. Obviously,
he has more assists than most people have points total. That's the crazy thing about him.
Yeah, there were some things you don't teach, and Wayne Gretzky had that. And obviously, when you add in all the things that you can teach and all the accessories and all the training equipment, then
that's why I want to make it clear, don't hear what I'm not saying. I think Wayne Gretzky's the greatest hockey player to ever live, but the records are so outlandish that it's just, I feel like he was in an era where there were more training, there was better learning of the sport and learning how to play the sport. And
I've always thought they should find a way to split records by quote unquote era. Find a way to separate the eras.
See, the era only becomes a new era like later on when you realize it's a new era. You could do it decades.
I feel like with hockey, like there was years where they made pretty massive rule changes. Like they added rules, they got rid of rules. What defines
the era?
I mean, I think when they completely changed the pads the goalies wear.
Yeah.
That could have been now. I'm not saying the
new pad era,
but for example, in college football, there was a definitive era when they changed to a new championship.
Well, right, but that's very clear. Yeah. It's always been the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, so maybe when they start doing for example, when they change the divisions in the NHL, that's when they should have implemented the new rules, and that way it's clear when we went from the North Division to the East and West Division.
The problem is it's not just like 1 year we just decide to change all these rules. It's like a progression.
Yeah, and I don't like that either. I think that if 1 year, obviously if it's like a safety rule that has to be implemented, fine. But if it's a rule let's get rid of this, let's get rid of the trapezoid. Let's wait until 5 years down the road and implement all at the same time.
Yeah, see that that's the kind of stuff baseball does, and you see where baseball's at. So you can't just...
Well, that's because they said, let's wait 50 years. And then 50 years comes.
50 years.
There's 3 guys protesting. So
everybody in the world is using instant replay. Should we? No. No. The most human error, easiest version to use replay in. No, let's not do it. Because baseball is very not subjective.
Yeah.
Balls and strikes are, but you can't. I mean, that's a subject. But somebody being out or safe is never subjective. They're either safe or they're out.
Yeah. Or when I remember I was watching a game a while back, they were questioning whether or not it was a foul ball or a home run. That's an easy thing to know.
Right. Just
what side of the pole is it on?
Let's go to the tape, Bob. Did it hit the pole? Oh, it did. Home run. No problem. Okay. Well, now moving into some boring news.
Yeah. Mitch Trubisky named the starter. Old Matt Nagy. Question: who would you, if you were starting, if say the Titans had 2 options for a new head coach tomorrow, Matt Nagy and Mr. Beehole, which one?
You could name a 7-year-old Girl Scout that's selling cookies door to door, and I would pick her over Mr. Beehole, Adam Gase, dude. Adam Gase is the worst football coach that I've ever seen in my entire life. And the crazy thing is, people just giving him chances. Yeah. This dude had 2 good years with Peyton Manning playing quarterback for him. And we've anointed this guy, not we, NFL owners have anointed this guy as the answer to your problems. It's evident. Look at where all of these guys that were under his tenure at Miami. We can name guys that we all had hopes for in every fantasy season, and Ryan Tannehill and Kenyon Drake and Devontae Parker, that we all had big hopes for. And now that he's gone, all of them have gone and had successful seasons without him. Different team, same team. Matt Nagy, I'm not a fan of. Don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. If the options were those two, though, it is not in any world even close to me having to wait and think about that decision.
Let's what if Mitch Trubisky had to be the starter with Matt Nagy, or was Adam Gase with anybody else?
Or Adam Gase is the coach?
Yeah,
I would take Josh McCown with Matt Nagy
before I would take.
I'm not hating
on Josh McCown, because honestly, he might be the smartest quarterback in the league right now.
He's catching practice squad money. I know,
$12,000 a week to sit at home.
I'm telling you, I am in no way. But I'm telling you, you could name any coach quarterback combo in the world, and it will never make me choose Adam Gase. That is how badly I have a distaste for that man.
No, I'm there with you.
Yeah. You're just trying to stir up the conversation. I think you're trying to get me stirred up, buddy. You're trying to mess me up for this draft we have later, bro.
But imagine being a fan of Chicago right now. You bring in Nick Foles, you spend all this money, and at the last minute, you're told, it's going to be Trubisky again.
Imagine being me, who is quarterback, has a quarterback deficit on his fantasy, on his dynasty team, and I'm rostering both of them because even though Mitch Trubisky has been named the starter, I can't risk just holding Mitch Trubisky, Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of, I know you see over here to your right the wonderful dynasty trophy that I'll be rocking for the next year. Don't worry, the photo shoot is coming with it, Bobby.
So when asked about how short of a leash Trubisky will have, he said he hasn't even thought about it, because in the end, we can always go to Nick Foles if we absolutely have to.
So
that's not how you coach a football team.
Well, not how you coach a football team, but obviously not answer the question at all. We know you have Nick Foles. That's why we're asking about how long the leash is, buddy.
So what do you think? What is your prediction for how many times Matt Nagy changes his starting quarterback throughout the season?
Oh, man, that's a crazy question. I would have to say 3 times.
Really?
Before he gets fired in week 8.
I'm going to go 6 times.
6 times? Wow.
Yeah.
You really think that he's going to still have a job after having to make 6 quarterback changes?
I think on his way out the door,
he's changing. He's changing the depth chart. He's calling in McCown.
Speaking of that, do you know who I see a lot of people, especially with fantasy football right now, I see a lot of people sourcing depth charts. Do you know who the Dallas Cowboys starting tight end is on their depth chart right now?
Blake Jarwin, baby.
Jason Witten on their official depth chart.
Wow. Is he still on the team?
He's not on the team anymore.
Okay. I was like, he's not even on the team.
People should not be sourcing official depth charts right now. They're not accurate. And usually those are released by PR guys, not by head coaches or anything like that.
Let's be honest, though. We may hear 2 days before the season that Jason Witten's back, baby.
As long as he's not on Monday Night Football,
dude, I much prefer him to go and ruin a potential great breakout season for Blake Jarwin than I would him ruin my Monday Night Football. So fingers crossed that he signs somewhere.
While we are, this week we will not be having a fantasy hockey episode, and we were going to kind of touch on fantasy football on that one this week. How'd you draft? I think are you all done with drafts this year before the season starts?
I'm actually doing a draft
right now.
I'm drafting right now. No, I'm drafting for Sassa tomorrow, but I am done with my my team. My regular drafts. I don't even have a money league this year, bro. My money league didn't come together and didn't get up in time. I wish I would have known that I wasn't going to have that league, because maybe I would have allowed you to continue with the Marvel Strike Force fantasy league that we could have done. But I think it'll be good. I'm in 6. I think I'm only in 4.
Yeah.
So
I'm all done. But my last one was actually the one I forgot about till like the last minute, the Megala Bowl for the fantasy footballers.
Mm-hmm.
It was my best draft of the year, dude.
Yeah,
and
really.
I actually for the first time this year, was the last person to take a quarterback.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not you, bro. That is normally me.
I took one after everyone else had taken like two.
That's normally
and I was able to
me.
get Cam Newton, which isn't bad.
No, I mean
with Michael Thomas as the first round pick.
Late round quarterback is the way to go.
Yeah.
I had 2 drafts, one of which running is so important where he fell to me. And then another one where I just couldn't turn down the value in the 3rd round. Normally he's going first round. I broke my rule a little bit this year, but Lamar Jackson is a rule breaking style.
I'm so happy that in our keeper league, my keeper, I think the keeper league you're in with me, I've got him and Patty Mahomes.
Oh, what do you mean the one I'm in with you? You mean the one where my 2 rings are sitting over here next to me? Oh, those? Oh, how old's the league, Bobby? It's 2 years. So it's my league that you run, commissioner-wise.
Did you win 7 gridirons last year?
I did. I won that one too, bro. I wasn't even going to bring it up, but King Bond, reigning champs, going for a 2-peat.
I am hoping to break. I won one last year, the Bend the Knee League. But I don't really I count it as a win, but it's like not one of my more important drafts.
3 ships, baby. Yeah. 3 ships. And
I'm hoping this year I
break
my dry spell this year.
3 important ships too. Yeah. I mean, I get this dope fantasy dynasty trophy and my name will be on it for the rest of eternity because we got one of those dope trophies from Fantasy Champs that will allow you to put on 19-year winners with the new plaque. I think the front of it, where the league is, I think whoever wins and is on the front, I think we're going to leave that forever. And we'll just take the plaques off the sides and the backs because the first group of winners, I think it would be 9 officially is where it'll fit, need to be immortalized. So I think I'm going to call the trophy the Bonds too because it's my league. I won it. First champion.
I'm feeling good about my dynasty team this year. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, lots of people
CMC, baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, lots of folks are looking real good. I sold
the farm for him, but it's CMC. You can sell the farm for him.
There is tons of teams that I am worried about. I'm liking my team, though. Just where I'm sitting is I'm not the most dominant team, but I've just got that right mix between youth and players that are gonna step up. I'm excited about it as well.
Yeah. All right, so NFL begins today. If you're listening to this on release, so what are we're going to talk predictions for MVP and Super Bowl. Who is your MVP prediction this year?
My MVP prediction, I went off the cuff because I don't even really know that I believe that this is going to be the answer. But I didn't want to go with one of the standards, Patty Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. I went with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He always has a great season. I just feel like this might be one of the years that he just steps it up. So I'm going to go with Russ for my MVP this year.
So I feel what you're saying. That's why I put a caveat on the end of mine. I guess Pat Mahomes. I think he's too dominant to not win it. I think Lamar Jackson has a strong shot, but I've seen what happens with heavy runners once they get, some mileage on them. And I think Pat Mahomes is just he'll be dominant for the next decade, maybe 2 decades. But then I said, I think Deshaun Watson will be surprising. Right now, he's currently at 20-1 odds. I think he's like in 7th or 8th place in the odds to be the MVP. I think he'll come in second, dude. I think Deshaun Watson will be a breakout player this year. He got that brand new contract. I mean, he lost some talent, but he's gonna ball out this year with that new contract.
Yeah, I have him on. I'm actually in 5 leagues. I just forgot because 2 of my leagues are dynasty, and I didn't have to draft for them. But I got him in the Iciest Show on Turf, our sports media, our hockey sports media league, and I was excited about it. I got him pretty late. Pairing him with old Saquon and Josh Jacobs. So I'm excited about that league, but just like I am every year, I feel like I drafted really great and I'm going to kill it. And who knows? 2 weeks from now, holler at me when I'm complaining about my team. Yeah. So,
I mean, I think between Flying V and Brandon Cooks, I mean, that will be, I don't think he'll be the MVP.
Well, I think his running floor just went up, which is for fantasy at least, it really raises your value when you're able to run.
All right, so Super Bowl. My prediction, I've got the Chiefs versus the Saints. I think the Chiefs are too dominant not to make it back. I originally was thinking of a rematch, Chiefs 49ers. I don't think 49ers have it this year. I think they got in with a little bit of luck. I don't think lightning strikes twice for them.
I mean, he's got a good coach, man. Kyle Shanahan's a great football coach.
I've seen a lot of people, obviously being from this area, saying the Titans have it locked down. I don't see the Titans getting past the Chiefs, honestly.
I don't either. Strong. I think the Titans are a playoff team and a division winner. I don't think
they're a division winner.
I think they are. I think they have more. I think that maybe the Colts may be a surprise.
I was about to say the Colts. I think
maybe next week we'll do a division prediction.
Okay. Just the winners or the full standings from each division?
No, I say just the winners. Unless we want to do like a fantasy regular NFL episode with all of that in there. But I say just let's call our winners. But my Super Bowl prediction I have are the Ravens and the Saints. Little bit of youth getting a little older in the Ravens. Their defense has been absolutely shored up. It's, that's all dependent on how Mr. Jackson plays.
So, all right. So let's move into our main conversation for the day. And honestly, I wouldn't even call this our main conversation. Our main conversation is coming up in pop culture, really.
It's coming.
So we're going to skim through
But you put the word main over it, so we got to talk about it as if it's the main.
So we're going to speed through this. Round 2 review of the NHL playoffs, Eastern Conference. Lightning beat the Bruins 4-1. Islanders beat the Flyers 4-3 series. What are your thoughts on the Eastern Conference 2 series?
Really surprised at how lopsided. Even though the Flyers took the Islanders to 7, it just seemed lopsided on both series this year. Lightning beating the Bruins 4-1, just absolutely dominated them.
And in case something crazy happens, my amount of overtime predictions not happening.
Yeah, I know. I'd killed you on that too.
I would need like an overtime 20 to happen, I think.
Yeah, we when it comes to real things that are actually going to happen, I always dominate you. You'll probably dominate me in this fake battle royale draft because you've turned all of the Twitter followers against me.
Hey, don't speak about our followers like that.
See, gotcha. It's on recording. So just completely not as good of a.
When it's like when we needed sports to last as long as we needed it to, it's like, no, let's wrap it up.
I mean, we had 3 Game 7s, Bobby.
So we should have had more. We had no Game 7s, I think, in the first round, right?
Yeah, but that would have just extended a few days. And what is it, the quarters, semis, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Semifinal. We had 3 Game 7s. So, that's great. That's, it didn't fall the way that I necessarily wanted it. But like I said, I don't really hate anybody that's
Have you even checked on your bracket that you made for the show?
No, I haven't. Not at all.
Yeah, so the bracket that we did for the show, Davey's in first place with 109. I'm in second with 68. And you're in last place with 50. And that's the final scores because
we're really touting. It shows Davey is killing it. And so it shows that we are great at picking a third analyst for the fantasy show, but is it wrong that it's making me really mad and I want to kick him out of the league?
Because you went from usually getting second place to third place?
No, because usually in real stuff I win, but it's just more of a, he's the rookie here. He's out of here. I don't even want him anymore.
There's a good chance I'll kick his ass in the fantasy. No, you won't kick his ass that much in the fantasy.
See, I need long-term fantasy, which I'm excited about. I dominate you guys in real fantasy. Just a couple of picks here and there. Anybody's mom could have won this game. It was just bad luck of the draw for me. So I'm not worried about it. Davey will be shown to be the second worst analyst on this show in front of you, obviously, Bobby. Your boys coming back for the victory. Even though I've never technically won our league, but that's neither here nor there. So, Western Conference Finals, the Golden Knights beat the Canucks in 7, and the Stars beat the Avalanche in 7.
Yeah, both. I'm happy about that, man. Just for fantasy perspective, I needed that to happen. Davies got 2 players on both teams, but he's got 2 on Stars, but 1 on the Avalanche. But the 1 on the Avalanche was so dangerous that I was okay with me also losing one of my best defensive men, Cale Makar, for him losing McKinnon. Like that had to happen. If the Avs had won,
pretty much shut me down though.
Well, hey, you've got Victor Hedman. He scored some points.
No, but yeah, he's been dominating.
He got all the assists from Braden Point, though.
He's been doing really well, but Kucherov and Point are a part of everything. Your boy also got Shea Theodore, okay? So don't come at me like that too hard.
And where both my guys are usually involved.
Shut up, Bobby. Just shut up.
So let's look at the current round. We're recording on Tuesday. The Stars Golden Knights game 2 starts in about an hour and a half. But so far, the Stars are up on the Knights 1-0. I was very surprised with that first game.
Me too.
And as much as I'm cool with it, I would have rather had Colorado play, because that would not have been a 1-0 game with Colorado.
Sure. Well, besides the fact that I don't want the Stars to win, if we're being honest.
At this point, I'm rooting for the Islanders, 100%.
Yeah, Isles probably, or Lightning. East all the way. Like, I don't mind the Lightning. Look, dude, I have
no problem with Golden Knights winning.
They've spent a lot of money on this roster over the last 10 years, bro. Like, I wouldn't hate them winning. I mean, they have one of the most dominant teams on paper in the whole league.
Well, a good family friend, and the guy who actually just joined one of our leagues, Jarvis, he's a big Lightning fan. And I think he usually visits once a year and we go to a game. Don't need to.
Well, see, I already hate that guy because I had that Lightning game all lined up for, not only just before the game happened. I was supposed to go to that game with you. And then all of a sudden he decides he's coming to town and he gets the tickets to I don't even know you, Jarvis, but I'm not a fan of yours if we're being completely honest. And now you're in a fantasy football league with me. Definitely not a fan of Jarvis. I don't know him, and I'm sure that he's a great guy. But based on the limited knowledge I have of him, 1, being in a fantasy football league with me, 2, stealing my Tampa Bay ticket, I don't like the guy. I'm from being honest. I hope he listens to the podcast so he can know my distaste for him.
Islanders Lightning, dude. Tampa, they took it to
they've been taking it to everybody.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure in the first round, Islanders only allowed 7 goals the entire series.
Dropped 8 on them, right?
Yeah, they got scored a touchdown and the 2-pointer on them, and Lightning I was lucky I needed that for fantasy simply because Braden Point got a lot of points, but Kucherov also got a lot of points. But luckily, my
boy Victor Hedman got me some, keeping me out of the dust here.
The weird. Corey Perry. I don't like that. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each 6th chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
Here's a sentence I never thought I'd have to say. How many people have to die before we end gender reveal parties?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just personally not a fan of them at all. I find them to be completely ridiculous.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Just tell me if you're having a boy or girl. Like, don't make me come to like a thing like where it's like pink or blue. You want to read the headline of what the joke is? Because now we're just talking smack about gender reveal, which we have plenty of time for, but we need to preview the joke of the
gender
week.
Reveal pyrotechnic blamed for 7,000 acre wildfire in California, which is still burning. And I believe it's spread into like Colorado and other places now. Like, the fuck, guys?
First of all, how did it spread from
maybe it's
Southern California?
Maybe it's a different fire.
Maybe it's a different square.
Well,
there's definitely fires happening in Colorado. I'm unfamiliar with the fires.
Maybe it's just a different fire. I don't know.
I just normally thinking about the general country fire that we have going on at the moment. So Yeah, man. I mean, like, dude, gender reveals to me are so dumb. And I don't know what my girlfriend's thought process on gender reveals are. Maybe I'm getting myself into a deep hole. That's pretty much par for the course for me, is I'm going to say how I feel about things. I'm going to be less than involved if there's a gender reveal. I'm not going to be happy with it.
So here's the thing.
At all.
I am content if people just want to do like a little balloon filled with confetti or a little cupcake. Yeah. That kind of shit I don't care about. Fine, do your thing.
I'm not.
But when people get ridiculous and have a full firework and a smoke machine.
I want to be clear that, you know, I'm a big proponent of doing whatever you want. If you like gender reveals and they're really cool to you, then by all means, do it.
But if you live in Southern California, don't do a fireworks show.
Yeah, don't ever do one. Yeah. Pretty much, you know, I don't care if you're in the Arctic.
Yeah. Okay? I'm pretty sure I've talked shit about fireworks in general on this show. I think fireworks are stupid.
I'm also, you know, I'm on board as a general rule of the firework. Yeah. I guess it's my thing is no one cares. No one cares. No one cares at all, dude.
Send me a text that just says boy or
have a gender reveal party, but just be like, hey, we're having a baby boy. Come on over to the party or whatever. Yeah. Sure. Like, dude, like, let's not make this a thing of where we are all pretending like I actually care whether you're having a boy or a girl. You know,
I will say that one thing I do appreciate from gender reveal parties is the videos of the failures of
yes.
Those are amazing.
The one with the balloon that flew off and the guy tried to jump over the fence and get it and fell. Like, yeah.
Or the one where the guy was like swinging a bat at a piñata and missed and hit like his mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
See, all of those are great.
Or the one where it definitely caused a fight. I guess they didn't know. So it was pink and the guy definitely wanted the boy. And unlike I'm super excited, he got like visibly upset.
Yeah.
And like walked into the house. Like,
there's a 50-50 chance, bro. Like
you do know that was a chance.
You were far too upset to not know that there was a chance that it wasn't going your way. Like especially if you're going to be that upset, like you got to find out on your own because like being upset
because you know
you're
like the kind of person to get upset.
Right, dude. You were very clear. Like there was no way from the time that your wife told you she was pregnant.
He's got a massive gambling addiction. And he put it all on boy.
He bet it all. Yeah. There's no way that from the time that your wife told you that she was pregnant that you didn't know you were going to be mad.
Unless he just was dumb and that's when he also found out she was pregnant.
He didn't even know he was at a gender reveal party. He's like, gender reveal for what? Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. What a ridiculous. I heard talk. I think they're going to have to like pay for a lot of it.
So yeah, I'm not sure. Like I've always
definitely have to.
No. Yeah. And I've heard a lot about the people who like, they say, oh, they're going to have to pay for this $500 million. Like I think 2 years ago, like a 17-year-old kid, he had to pay. No, he didn't have to pay. They tell him he's going to pay. Like no 17-year-old kid's paying $500 million. Like they were like, oh, they're going to garnish his check for the next 900 years.
Good.
Like, yeah, cool. I'm cool with the punishment, but like, don't make it something that's unachievable because all that's going to happen is he's going to go to court. They're going to say, oh, he can't pay. He's going to declare bankruptcy and then done. Instead, give him community service for like
probably got other
every year for the rest
too.
Of his life. He's got to spend like 1,000 hours clean, like
I
picking
think
up the roads.
I think that the punishment should fit the crime, Bobby. And so these people should have to go to every gender reveal party that happens in the state of California. And you just got to be there. You know, I mean, you don't get to say anything. You don't get to enjoy any of the refreshments, none of the beer. Is there beer at gender reveal party? I'm not aware.
I mean, if I had to have one, yeah.
I'm bringing, you know, I'm a big proponent of everywhere that you go to that I don't have to be.
He's got to be the DD for all gender reveal parties in the state of California.
That's it. He's got to drive everyone home.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, these are the kind of punishments that I want to get on board with. You know, you probably not prison. You probably don't deserve prison, but you definitely deserve some sort of prison in your own mind where your weekends are gone for forever.
I think it depends. There's no way in Southern California in the summer there's not some sort of law that says no fireworks during the middle of a heat wave in Southern California. There's got to be something a rule that says no fireworks.
We're in the middle of a pandemic, bro. We're basically living in cyberpunk right now, dude. I mean, there are no rules. Okay. But yeah, no. Sorry for all of those that are big proponents of gender reveals. I don't really hate them as much as we're making it out to be. But I do hate large scale wildfires that are caused by just knowing if you're going to have a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
So
only if they had swept the forest.
What a joke. What a joke.
All right. So we're moving into our pop culture. Before we get into the Battle Royale, we're going to talk some Black Panther.
Yeah, man.
Going off next, coming off in last week's horrible news of the king passing away.
King T'Challa, baby.
I sat down. I talked about last week how I hadn't actually sat down and watched it yet. I watched the movie in minutes. I'd watched the post-credit scene, and I had always regretted that. So I finally sat down and watched it.
Really good movie, bro.
Very, very good. And one thing I am upset about is that, and I'll go ahead and say my favorite scene is when the rhinos come out. And why the fuck were those rhinos not in Infinity War? Those rhinos could have easily whooped some. I guess were they still using the Chitauri in Infinity War? Was that I'm assuming that's the army they were still using. I think so.
I don't know. I mean,
I think so. Yeah, they're just the easy.
There's always so many.
Yeah, so those rhinos would have definitely helped in the battle, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that rhino.
It was a quick battle, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta organize the rhinos. You gotta get them together. You gotta prep
whistle for them. They're obviously they come to the whistle.
He knew that the war was coming at that point, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was aware that a battle was going to... I mean, Michael B. Jordan showed up, okay? He's got all these dots all over him, okay? And apparently, that's just signifying all the times he's killed someone.
Yeah.
So, they're like, this dude is a baller. So
at no point did the military not say, hey, bud, that's a lot of people.
You probably need to
more people than we've sent you on covert missions for.
You definitely have to see a psychologist.
Yeah. Self-harm is an issue.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to send you.
What dude, Michael B. Jordan is
amazing.
Freaking phenomenal, dude. I realistically, there is not really anyone that you could point to and say they did a bad job in that movie. I feel like I really enjoyed every actor and actress's role and really felt like they fit the character so well. So, I mean, what a dope movie. For the reason that you didn't watch it because it wasn't Infinity Stone based was the exact reason that I enjoyed it so much.
I definitely enjoyed it.
I mean, it was such a good, I feel like that good story.
Yeah.
Lots of action while kind of combining, teaching you about the Wakandan lore. I mean, the first battle where he fights M'Baku from the Jabari dude at the thing, they suck up all the water and stuff, and they're all standing on that mountainside. It's super cool. Learning about, Killmonger and the scene where Klaus, was it Klaus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Klaus, yeah.
That they come in and steal, and he's talking to the lady, and he's like, nah, you're wrong about that. That's vibranium. It's from Wakanda.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And then he hits her with the, man, you guys have all been watching me ever since I got in here type of stuff. But you didn't even check what you were putting in your own body. And she's like, That was good timing by him.
Yeah.
That was good timing by him.
Because what if she had gone to the bathroom in between?
He mistimed it.
Yeah.
She got she dropped her coffee.
Yeah.
It would have really ruined the whole plot line. But I like the pieces together, because Ultron cut that guy's arm off, and then you see him again, and he's got the gun thing. So I mean, I love the suit. I thought the suit was cool. Freaking Martin Freeman flying in there, and when they're all going to the battle or whatever, and she was like, all right, well, just take this over and stop them, and he's just like, what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. She's like, oh, I made it American for you. He's like, made what American? And then boom, plane, dude. And that was a cool scene. I really enjoyed
it was really good. So we didn't want to discuss it last week. So let's discuss it briefly. the future of Black Panther. What are your thoughts as far as going forward? Obviously, I think they've tabled it for a little bit. They've delayed it. But it's Marvel. It's Disney. They're going to go forward. They're not gonna not make that money.
And nor do I think should they, or nor would I think Chadwick Boseman would want.
No, and they definitely need to continue it. But
it's I'm sorry.
I think there are two camps. There is the. Luckily, Marvel the MCU. They have ventured into time travel and going to different parallel universes. So it's not out of this world to figure out a way to bring back Michael B. Jordan. And maybe he has a change of heart because obviously at the end of the movie, he, was seeing things a little bit differently.
He was dead.
Well, died. But before he died, he was seeing things. He was, a little bit more. He was a little different.
He died.
So what? And then there's the Shuri becomes Black Panther, which I don't personally agree with because she very clearly stated she's that's not her thing. Like she doesn't have the formal training.
Yeah,
she's not she doesn't have the.
She's
formal,
a tech.
Yeah.
She's a techie.
So.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a lot of different options that you could go with. But I mean, I most certainly feel like it's not something that shouldn't be brought back because, I mean, there were a lot of young minority kids that really took a hold of this.
Yeah, they need to bring it back.
And well, not only
it's so important to so many people.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's there were so many people that didn't like it because of the racial aspect of it, and that would never have liked it just because of that. And I feel like there have been Black superheroes before. I'm not saying that there hasn't been anybody.
But not to the level of Black Panther in the MCU.
And right, as a part of these, as a
being
bigger
in the comics
part of
is
all
one
these
thing,
movies,
but like making it mainstream is different.
Let me hit you with this: Denzel as Black Panther.
I mean, if we're doing Denzel, dude, we might as bring in Idris Elba.
He's friggin' Heimdall, bro. Don't even come. Don't. Oh my gosh, man, you are.
Hey, maybe, there's the Infinity Stones for a reason, bud.
Maybe Billy D. Williams.
Maybe they say, hey, we need.
Let me hit you with this, though.
Maybe they say Heimdall. Maybe Heimdall wasn't born in Asgard. He was born in Wakanda.
That's fair. Let me hit you with this, though. Donald Glover. I would absolutely love, I mean, even though he played a bad guy in one of the Spider-Mans, I feel like you could repurpose him as a good role. He may not have the larger physique that is like looking.
It would be, I think it would be hard for people to disconnect Childish Gambino as the, A community.
I disagree. He was Simba in The Lion King, and he's done a lot to where he's solidified himself.
Now, I'm not saying like disconnect him like as a series. I'm saying like he, part of what Chadwick Boseman was so good at was really bringing people into the scene, the seriousness. I mean, I don't know if Childish Gambino can bring the seriousness.
He's a fantastic actor.
I've seen him in ATL. I feel like I disagree. I mean. And like I think it would be hard for him, but I think he could do it. Obviously, I think he's a talented enough actor to do it. I personally, that wouldn't be my first pick. I actually would not be surprised if how technology in movies is going is if they figure out a way to like. Would it be too offensive if they CGI Chadwick Boseman?
I don't think that.
Like I don't.
You could.
I mean,
you could do it.
I just don't know
think that it's
like if it looked good. Like I don't know if that would be considered offensive or not. To be completely honest,
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about. But I'm not
offending
thinking
his family
about
and his loved ones. Like because if they use CGI for the next 3 or 4 movies,
I feel like you're missing a good opportunity to bring somebody new into the fold.
Yeah.
What about the fellow that played Finn? I don't think that he would be a horrendous choice. He has a kind of same demeanor and mindset as opposed to.
What do you think the best way
Donald Glover?
to do the swap would be, though? Like they would obviously have to explain exposition wise.
You don't even have to explain it. You do the same thing that they did with War Machine when it changed to.
It's kind of like an Easter egg. Like
yeah, I mean, if you're trying to. It just really depends on what you want. If you want it to be King T'Challa never died, then I think that you do the pass off, maybe like they did with Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle in War Machine, where they just, instead of not saying anything, just bring it up, be like, I know I look a lot different than you when you last saw, and just immediately put it all on the surface. And then at that point, he's Black Panther. He's T'Challa.
I think that works in a situation like that where it was an actor change. I think in the situation of a very unfortunate
well, that's
death
what I'm saying. It's not. It doesn't have to be
because
so
he
simply.
is King T'Challa, and so I think in that case maybe you do a very respectful and very proud on-screen death in his suit.
Yeah, but then who becomes Black Panther type of deal?
Well,
and how does it become the Black Panther? And then he has sisters, and you know, I feel like while I hear what you're saying, it just depends on if you're trying to keep King T'Challa.
I wouldn't be surprised if they figure out a way to use some sort of time travel or some sort of supernatural things of fixing this. I mean, they've already. Just. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options, and because of how you've set up this world anyway, it's not like you're pigeonholed into it. I think that there is a very real possibility that it's done whatever they choose is done very poorly. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing that I think that they want to avoid, and that's why they're delaying. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if for this this next saga, they just say Wakanda has decided, Wakanda has gone back into hiding to recover from Thanos' attack. We're talking about a 10-year timeline that they can put that movie whenever they want to put it in. So I don't think that Wakanda is just out. And one thing we forget is that we could see in the middle of this saga, we have a WandaVision show coming. Wanda can just change reality. All it takes is for her to snap her fingers and boom, they can come in and isn't the storyline on that is she's just having delusions though? So House of M, no. So with House of M, from the comics, she straight up. So the long story short, I feel looking to the comics for what's going to happen in the show though. No. Well, I'm saying that that it could happen. That one thing that could happen is, the reason she lost her mind because especially since they're introducing mutants to the MCU now. Her father is Magneto. Her and Vision in the comics, her and Vision's kids died. She lost her mind. She went insane. So Magneto used her insanity to change the reality of where mutants have been on top of the world forever. Mm-hmm. And so Tony Stark is still a billionaire inventor, but he's the exception. For all the other humans. And then she realizes that it's bad. So she ends up literally changing reality where all the mutants lose their powers. She pretty much genocide. So we could see where she does something happens in WandaVision where she just changes reality. And then then that leaves them a clean slate to cut to Wakanda where it's always been a different Black Panther now in that reality. Well, sure. That's what I'm saying. There's so many options that they can do. So I'm not concerned about, I don't think they're going to come out with one that's bad. I mean, of course, there's always going to be a sect of people that think it's bad, but I don't think they're going to rush it. It's probably all your Twitter friends. Yeah. But all right, so let's move in to our Middle Earth Battle Royale. We will be flipping a coin to see who picks first. It'll be standard snake draft rules. My team captain is Gimli, son of Gloin. Bond's team captain is Legolas, son of Thranduil. And we will each be picking 8. So let's get started. So why don't you flip that coin? All right, coins being flipped. I'm going to call tails. Okay. Are you a guy that likes to hand over? However you want to do it, man. We're adults. All right, you called tails, so we have a heads. So you get first pick. First pick goes to me. All right, so it's tough because there's plenty of folks that I want, and there's definitely plenty of folks that I don't want you to get. But there's a clear 101. You think? 100%. Yeah, I'm going to take... I hope I know. Yeah, I feel like there's lots of great options. I think I'm going to go with the Witch King as my number 1. Wow. Top dog of the Nazgul. You think it's a bad pick? Yeah. I do. Yeah, I think it's it's not the worst pick. You could have picked Frodo, I guess.
No way, dude. The Nazgul, they got a dragon, dude. They fly on the dragon and stuff. Like,
right. I mean, that's cool, but I'm so happy now because I get 2 back-to-backs, and this is like finding out you get like CMC at like the
no top dog of the Nazgul. All right, go ahead.
All right,
make your
so
picks.
what my 1-0 is Galadriel.
Yeah, Galadriel was a good thought process to me. I thought about taking her as my 101. I just feel like the Witch King is going to offer me a lot of variables. So, okay, so Galadriel. So type her in. Take your second pick, sir.
I'm taking Bjorn.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even have him on my list. So really?
Dude, really?
Yeah, I mean, okay, cool. I feel like Galadriel was a great pick, but with some back-to-back picks here, I'm going to go and take another one of these weird, hard-to-kill individuals, and I'm going to take the King of the Dead.
Fuck, dude, that's a good one. That was a sleeper. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah,
that I had him at a 6-star up there with Galadriel.
Yeah. So King of the Dead.
I did not think you would grab him. That's a good pick.
And then I'm gonna go with Gandalf the White.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to get some wizardry on there.
Yeah.
So Gandalf the White, Witch King, and the King of the Dead. Like, see, I feel like Galadriel's great for you. You know, I mean, that's a great pick. But the combo of those 3 are pretty dominant, even if you have Galadriel.
All right, so now I've got 2 back-to-backs now. I'm going to take Saruman the White.
Okay.
And then now I feel like the top tier is now gone.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're now
like
getting into it to where it's more preferential.
Yeah. So I'm going to then take, mainly so that you don't get the synergy of him with your captain, I'm going to take Thranduil.
Oh, killing me, dude. That synergy was going to be killer. And I was hoping, I feel like I couldn't have passed on any of those 3 or Galadriel.
Yeah.
But I was really, really hoping that my synergistic, but I mean, they don't really like each other. So the synergy may not be there.
So I just want to know what we have typed down, that like once it's typed in, like it's confirmed, right? So you get Gandalf the Dead.
Yeah, Gandalf. Yeah, I want the dead Gandalf after we battled the Balrog. Now, with some back-to-back picks here, I got a lot of different places I could go. It's super open, but I feel like it's not as open.
I feel like there's one left. I feel like that.
I'm gonna take with my number 4 pick. I'm gonna take Shelob.
That is a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
And then following up Shelob, I feel like I'm gonna take and counter your synergy counter to my synergy counter. I'm taking Elrond because, you know, the team up with the Saruman and the Galadriel. So I'm going to take Elrond as my next pick.
All right. Well, I'm going to fight your synergy with my synergy.
No.
And I'm going to snag Tariel.
Okay.
All right. So that right there, her and Thranduil going to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to grab, and I'm going to go ahead and take one more. Man. See, I'm starting to tilt. But I'm going to grab, I think is the best hand-to-hand fighter on the list right now. Because there's not a lot. We don't we have some hand-to-hand elf fighters, but we don't have a lot of. So I'm going to take Aragorn.
Okay. Yeah. He's on my list for sure, obviously. So, you know, Aragorn's great. I don't know if it's going to really hurt my King of the Dead pick because he's technically his boss. So that might hurt me. But I'm very glad that you left me option that I actually wanted to fall back to me. And that's Arwen.
Okay.
So there we go. That's gonna mess up your synergy, but she's got Papa synergy with her on the team. And then I'm gonna go with this person because I really don't want you to have them. I think I'm pulling a Tariel on you.
Okay.
I'm going with Dane.
I'll be honest, wasn't on my list.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, he showed me a whole lot in that battle.
But there was others who showed me more.
Sure. But I mean, as a, we're creating a war team here.
Yeah.
And so just somebody to annoy the enemy. And besides the fact that he's got dope ram, I mean, right off the bat, the ram is killer to me.
Okay.
So I may have stretched a bit. But
all right, so I've got my last two. Oh, man. And there are three that I really want. But I'm going to take these two and leave out the guy because I've got a good amount of hand-to-hand fighters. I don't need another hand-to-hand fighter. I need more specialties. So I'm going to take Treebeard.
Oh, I was hoping he would slide.
Yep. And then I need someone with brute force. I need a straight rampager, so I'm going to take Azog the Defiler.
Okay, yeah, he was on my list as well as a good sleeper pick. So that's going to take me down to the last couple that I had that I definitely wanted on my list. And I think that there's no way around I probably need some more hand-to-hand combat type of folks, but not worried about the hand-to-hand combat. I'm going to go and pair him with his previous or future brethren. I'm going to go Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah.
And team him up.
Obviously, he was on my list, but I just didn't think... I had two wizards already, and so I just didn't know how much he would contribute, really.
Yeah.
Like, he can put on a dope fireworks show, but and obviously,
going to distract you.
He'd be great at gender reveals.
We're going to have it in California. The battle's in California, so tell me who's the winner now. So we got our team of 8, and I feel like we could definitely go to 10. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about your team?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good, man.
My one rule is you just have to type the names in. You don't get to explain who Bjorn is, okay? You don't get to put the bear guy in parentheses. You just put Bjorn, okay? I feel like Thorin Oakenshield was a good.
He was on my list.
Was a good next option.
I had Faramir.
Faramir and Boromir both on there.
I had Dwaylen and Gloin.
Let me hit you with this, and I feel like it would have been a massive sleeper should we have gone to a 10-man team with the single captain. Isildur, dude.
Yeah,
I almost took old Isildur.
So we were going off the movies. He didn't do much in the movies, though.
But he killed Saruman.
True. Yeah.
So, I mean, so pretty much the basis of the whole
now
movie.
That I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's no question. Yeah, so Isildur, I had Eomer and Haldir as well. I feel like would have been a good elven option.
Yeah,
that's hand-to-hand.
I mean, the people I had left were really like if I screwed up and I needed to backtrack into, if I had to take Thorin Oakenshield, that means my team was already kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And if I had to take Dwaylen and Gloin, then I was.
The Dane pick for me was pretty necessary. I feel being a dwarven hand-to-hand combat guy, like he's gonna be able to take Gimli, no problem in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but so I wouldn't put Gimli on Dane.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get the option. I got a ram. Gimli barely even has a horse. He's going to have to ride on my horse into battle. Okay,
he's riding Treebeard.
That's fair. That's a fair call. I feel like Shelob though was a super sleeper.
Yeah, she was on mine.
4.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that right off the bat, Galadriel can take. I think her first move is taking out Shelob with some bright ass light.
Yeah, but then you got the Witch King to contend with.
Yeah,
you don't take out the Witch King.
And I think Saruman can deal with the Witch King.
He cannot. It's been clearly proven they're teammates in normal life. Okay. No, and see, but yeah, while I hear what you're saying, I got double wizardry.
If we're going by that rule, then this is all screwed up because then Gimli and Legolas are not going to fight each other.
I got a double fist of the Gandalf.
Yeah.
And Gandalf the Grey Ray gave Saruman a decent run.
So do you think, I see that then as happening is they're going to stop fighting, just start talking to each other and have like a great conversation. Just ignore everything. They're just going to go tell some riddles to each other and play
takes out your Saruman energy though, which is synergy, which is really what I'm looking to neutralize here. Aragorn is that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I mean, a good late pick. He's
good at giving and he's a good motivator for the rest of the team.
He's motivational for sure. I mean, you gotta give that to him.
And him and Gimli will fight solid next to each other.
He'll toss him, and we're gonna see it, and we're gonna call you out on it when you toss Gimli.
But only one rule: they can't tell the elf.
Don't tell. I mean, we're gonna.
He's gonna see it though. Yeah,
he's riding with the Witch King up on the. Yeah, and also, I think we're totally forgetting what I get when I get Gandalf the White is the horse of all horses.
Yeah.
The stallion. I forget his name already. So should be a good little battle. I wish there was some way to sim this on Twitch.
There's a game on PC where you can't pick these individual characters. It's called like Epic Battle Simulator. And there are some of these characters in there. Like they have Gandalf and like it's really cool. You can put like I used to watch it and like you can literally put like
is that the same one that did the 80,000 chickens fighting 1,000 T-Rex?
Something like that. There's a really funny one where it's 100 million World War II soldiers versus like 3 Jedi. And it's just the whole time they killing them, just reflecting the bullets back at them.
Yeah. Because they're just shooting because they don't realize that Jedi need to be murdered because it wasn't invented yet.
But all right, so that actually went a lot quicker. It was clear we had our picks.
We were preppered, dude. We were preppered up. So.
There was a little bit of tilting, but not much.
No, I think we both had. I mean, everybody on my list was crossed off except for Thorin.
Yeah.
And that was going to be, like you said, a massive tilt.
I am really impressed with your King of the Dead pick. That was, I thought I was going to be able to get in the next round.
You just didn't think your boy was coming in.
But I thought for sure you'd be trying to get Bjorn. So I thought that, but I should have gone.
Not even on my list.
Yeah, bro. I should have gone King of the Dead second.
He's just
and then
a
I could
bear.
He can also turn into other things.
No.
What? Yeah. He's a shift changer.
I thought he was a bear shift changer, though. Shape shifter, shift changer. He's third shift guy at the local McDonald's. No, and I definitely probably should have gone. Would you have gone Witch King number 1 though? If I would have gone Galadriel,
no.
Really?
Oh man. So I think the problem is in my head, Bjorn is so strong.
Yeah, but he's just not like he was strong against like orcs that like.
Yeah, maybe I think I would have. No, I would. If you had gone Galadriel number 1, I would have gone King of the Dead. The survivability.
Yeah,
he's
dead
dope
already. So.
Or I might have gone. I mean, I don't know. I think I might have then gone Saruman and Gandalf.
So I really should have taken Galadriel and then been able to pair her with the Witch King.
Yeah, because I think if either of us would have paired like Gandalf and Saruman together, those two together would be just a force.
Yeah, I can't believe neither of us chose Radagast and his
untrustworthy staff.
Well, his untrustworthy staff,
bunnies?
But you're forgetting about the dope bunnies, the fastest in all the land. So
I think that. Obviously we're going off the movies, so he doesn't do much in the movies as far as fighting, but I think if we had more information, he would be a sleeper, dude. I think the ability to like control animals, like I feel like if you pair him with Bjorn, that would be dope.
The battle was won right off the bat when captains were chosen. So I mean, that's all I've got to say about it. Yeah. Nice little battle. We'll get some votes. We'll let all your people vote for you when we all know the clear winner was me.
No, but all right.
That's how it always works, bro. That's how it always works.
All right, so let's move into what are you binging? I've been watching a lot of the Marvel movies, dude. After I sat and watched
and I'm seeing on your list here Captain Marvel. You had never seen that either, right?
No. I watched
we rewatched the other night It's okay.
It's a good movie.
It's not a bad movie.
So it's not what I thought it was.
No.
I thought it was going to be 90% her origin story coming up and like as a human.
No.
I was very happy to find out that it wasn't that.
Pretty early on, she landed in a blockbuster. It was like a 90s like theme show.
I really liked it. Seeing Minerva's dope.
Minerva,
just as dope as in
Korath is in that one as well. Yeah.
I wish that Strike Force would have that version of Korath, dude, because that version of Korath is dope.
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of great
Jude Law kills
options.
it.
Jude Law does a really good job. You like the shapeshifters the scroll. Yeah. They were cool. But a cool storyline overall.
And one of the reasons, because I started playing Marvel's Avengers on PC, dope game, got a little annoyed. There were some bugs that erased my save information, but really good game. So I've just been watching them. I rewatched the original Avengers. So good, dude.
Such a good movie.
Like, just look
such a good movie.
Bringing it back to just, it's so cool to just be able to sit and enjoy that. I do want to quickly talk about one thing that I realized while watching some of these. They never addressed who was Black Panther in the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame. Someone had to take up the mantle. Their rule was that there always had to be a Black Panther. There was no Black Panther for that 5 year period. Yeah, assuming that half the population of Wakanda was gone, they probably had bigger issues.
They were probably not stressing it. They were like, look, we just had a big event where we had to murder a king. So let's just call it for a while.
Yeah, let's just worry about surviving.
Keep it out. Yeah, they never addressed it, but I feel like it was one of those things where they didn't address a lot of things. But why is baseball gone? I mean, anybody can play baseball. It should have just kept going. But
yeah, dude, just that scene, when in the Battle of New York, when the camera goes around in the circle around them and the Avengers theme hits.
Well, I love that in Endgame where it when they come back at that time and it shows the circle again. And so that was super cool. Avengers was such a good movie. So awesome binging. Stephanie and I've got her started on, and I've only seen the first season, so it's not really, we're both going to watch it together, essentially. Westworld.
I've only seen season 1.
Me too. And so it ended really well for me on season 1. And so I can only imagine season 2 and 3. I mean, my boy Anthony Hopkins, you know what I'm saying? He dominates it.
Yeah.
So
I might try and get Megan to watch it.
Yeah, it's slow though. And so that was my biggest worry, was being able to get Stephanie into it, because episode 3 or 4, you're sold. You're into the lore. Now there's 3 seasons out. I feel like I can push her.
Is it still going or is it done now?
I would imagine it's still going, but I have no idea. I have zero answer to that question. But I know there are 3 seasons. Yeah. So
yeah, dude, I've just been drinking some Corona, dude. Nothing too crazy. Haven't had much time. Just what I got at the house. Drinking a little bit of that, a little bit of tailgate.
Yeah, I went back to Tenfold, as I said earlier. Got some of the summer camp Saison that they have, and it's not bad. I was mostly sold by the dope story that they told under it. It wasn't like an actual story. It was just like a fake story about the kid at the summer camp that was mysterious or something. I was like, yeah, I'm in on this. I want this. So Tenfold, dope. Shout out again, man.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right.
I was very interested to see where you were going with yours, your sports answer.
So this is, we experienced this with a couple drafts, but I really experienced it with my Megala Bowl draft. Asshole fantasy drafters. Now, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't care if you're auto. I prefer you not be auto.
Sure.
But this one guy, and I noticed this happen a couple times. So on our app, Sleeper, you can see when somebody's in the room. There's a little green dot. This guy would come into the room. So first off, he autoed his first round pick. Whatever, we have to wait that minute and a half, and then every other pick should be. But then he came into the room, turned off his auto pick by coming in. Look what everyone else did. And then right before his pick, he left. So that second pick was autoed, and we had to wait the whole minute. He did that with every pick. Would come into the room, see what was going on, and then leave.
Was it you think it was a problem with like maybe like his app?
So somehow I don't know if it was by random or they planned it, that he had a buddy in there, and he was like, yeah, I'm telling him not to do it, but he's like, he said he was coming in, choosing, like queuing up his next pick, then leaving, not realizing that it was. But then like we tagged him, we were like, dude, at whatever, like
just set it to auto and
yeah,
queue
but
up
he
all
wouldn't
your
respond.
picks.
Now when we got to the last 6 picks, he finally came inside. But by then, like we're everyone in there, because these are all strangers. We're like, dude, it's Labor Day. Like we have shit to do. Like it's 2:00 on Labor Day. Like stop. Like you're literally holding up this entire draft by doing this. And it's just like, there's no reason to be an asshole fantasy drafter. Like,
yeah, I can agree with that for sure.
And listen, if you're not good at fantasy, I'll kind of talk shit a little bit playfully, but I'm not going to be mad at someone for taking a QB early or taking a tight end too early. I mean, if you screw up,
but to be fair, in the Megala Bowl, one a league in which is all based around an entire year-round fantasy football podcast, there's a little reason to be mad and upset about not being prepared for a draft.
Like
That's frustrating.
Our first round guy, like, so his username was deleted dash and then a bunch of numbers, which means he entered into it and then probably deleted his sleeper account, but because it's automated and put him into a league, he had the first round pick, and so it autoed. Now that meant the second guy got Christian McCaffrey, but like, and one guy who was also auto in there, he did not get a single receiver until like the 10th round.
Might be a great call for him.
Oh yeah,
might be a great call for him.
I'm sitting there drafting. I'm like, where are all the running backs? And then I look up, I'm like, this dude's got Dalvin Cook and like all the and he's got like 8 running backs, no quarterback yet, and then he took 3 quarterbacks in a row, and I'm like, this is screwing everybody up. I mean, I got Michael Thomas and some other ones, but yeah. So just assholes not knowing how to fantasy draft the right way and then doing it on purpose.
Okay, so my sports answer is the excuse maker when it comes to their team. And we all know this guy that, this and this and this happened this year to this team, and that's why we're no good. Or the coach made the wrong decision in week 2, and so that's why we lost our week 16 game. And it's always only about his team. It's not that he's just a generalized excuse maker. This is why Adam Gase is the worst coach, or whatever. It's always something. It's always like, bro, your team just sucks. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes you have like, listen, I have bad year. I'm every year. Usually I have one league that's just not working out.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. Just, it's not mine. It's not even a fantasy exclusive, but yeah, I mean, fantasy as well as it's always something like, bro, you drafted bad. Okay. You had some bad luck. Like, you were just not good this year. Your team sucked this year. Like, what do you want me to say about it? So
someone's team has to suck. Usually more than one.
So the excuse maker when it comes to specifically their team, not just a person that excuses everything, but like it's only their team that, and when you say, oh yeah, I had some injuries too. Well, I had 37 injured. Like, dude, bro, I don't care. You're garbage.
But usually midway through the year, most people's IR is pretty full.
Yeah.
That's how fantasy sports work.
Exactly. So I didn't have like a lot of expansion on it as I usually do, but just that guy, if you're that guy that always has to make an excuse for his team, don't do it.
Yeah. So my non-sports is artificial scarcity. One of the things that pissed me off more than anything, and it happens really with anything. It happens with our video game that played Marvel Strike Force. They make bullshit like, it's, gold is artificial scarcity in that game, which, is not the biggest deal because it's a game. That's how they make money. But then you got things like, Wendy's with their places with spicy nuggets. Like they make it seem like it's like a special thing. No,
it's like you just put spices on nuggets.
Like, it's not like you have to go mine these at the nugget mine. Like you can make them literally, like other places have them. Like it's not like you have special diamond crusted nuggets.
Just put some
but they
spices.
Make it, it's like, they're coming back or the McRib. Like places that like it's not a
they do have to grow the rubber for the McRib. So don't lie about it.
They have to source it from Goodyear.
Right. They're waiting for the next crop of bad Goodyear tires.
But places
to make the
that
McRib.
are like, for a limited time only, get this, once in a lifetime thing. It's like, no, you could literally have that every day of the year.
Well, and see, while I hear you on most of what you're saying, like the spicy nuggets thing, that's different. There are things that like you have to like source and plan to buy a lot.
Of course, but that's
so,
not
like,
artificial though. That's scarcity.
Right.
I'm not saying scarcity doesn't exist in the world.
I'm saying like obviously the McRib could probably be year round, but like you got to have 6 months to get people jazzed about getting a McRib, like because you don't want to have that constantly on your menu and then people
St.
not
Patty's
order
Day
it.
milkshakes. I'm not talking about that because it's a St. Patty's Day thing. But
yeah, I hear you. While I hear what you're saying, I feel like there's some of the things that you're saying that don't
or the shit that's Taco Bell is doing right now.
See, Taco Bell is one of the worst offenders. Like
their fries. They're just keep the fries.
Well, it's like, Taco Bell does it with a lot of things. It's like, bro, every single ingredient in that thing is already in the store.
They took my beefy nacho griller. They have all the ingredients for my beefy nacho griller, but they just take it away.
Yeah, right. They just can't do it anymore.
So what? I need
don't be an idiot.
Just give me. So now I need to just ask for a burrito with no sub rice for the red strips. Like it's bullshit.
Yeah. So that is artificial scarcity. But like things like the McRib, like the rubber joke.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably just don't want to have it on the menu year round, would be my guess.
And I don't even know the true popularity of the McRib. I've never had one.
I mean, they keep bringing it back, so you have to imagine at least a little. I mean, at least somebody enjoys a McRib. Things that really stops my stick. Huge Labor Day sales.
Yeah.
Where retail workers have to work. Look, I'm not opposed to individuals working. But like to take what Labor Day was created for and just spit in its face. Labor Day was created as a day of solidarity between all individual workers to show how far we've come. Like instead of any of us having to work 18-hour days, 6 days a week, and no regulations, no safety, no minimum wage, nothing. A lot of people fought for our right to have a 5-day work week, 8 hours a day. It's just so, it just spits in the face of everything that was Labor Day was created for. It just wears me out. Like, and it's not that I'm saying nobody should work on Labor Day. If you want to pay somebody, time and a half to go and work, I get it. Cool.
I mean, I will say that I think Labor Day should be a paid holiday. Honestly,
I mean, and for most, like I get paid on Labor Day. As a state employee, I worked a little bit on Labor Day, but it was my choice to work on Labor Day. Nobody forced me to work or anything. But just to make it just make somebody's day harder, like at Rooms to Go.
Yeah.
Like the Rooms to Go guy is now having to deal with 1,000 people that are off work to sell a couch for 50% off. Like, dude, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Like you
start the Labor Day sales the day after Labor Day.
Right.
Like it's not like it's just wild to me that that's a really good one. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon. Peace. We will see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.